What is up, guys? I'm your boy Alex Dauterive, and this is Brian Gregoire, and we are SEC Unfiltered, the layup line. If you're new here, folks, we are your source for all things SEC college hoops. Make sure you subscribe right now. Help us get to 30,000 subscribers. Join the SEC Unfiltered family. We got a lot to talk about, guys. We are going to talk about the midweek games. Those were exciting. And then we're going to also talk about the Saturday slate of SEC college hoops, who we think is going to win. Okay, but before we jump into that, we want you guys, you need to do this actually. Download the Underdog app right now. Okay, stop what you're doing, download the app today, and use promo code SECU to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Like I said, that's promo code SECU. Okay, you don't want to miss out on this. Get the Underdog app today, okay, and get that $75 bonus entries. But let's jump right in this. The first one we're going to talk about here is the Tennessee and Ole Miss game. This was a great game for our boy Nate Ament, man. He went and got 28 points in this one. He is just looking electric. Every game recently, he's just been on top of things. 9 for 15 field goal, 2 for 4 at the three-pointer, and he's just fun to watch. Tennessee wins this one 84-66. First half here, really close game. And then Tennessee in the second half just took control of this one. Ole Miss, and look, I like Ole Miss guys, but dude, they got smacked by this Tennessee team in the second half of this one. Tennessee just controlled this one here in the second half. When you got 4 of your 5 starters in the double digits, Gillespie, 20 points. Okay, if Gillespie and Ament are going crazy, you know you're going to probably win this game. But then also having Boswell with 10, Estrella with 12, that's also what you need. Okay, the bench wasn't doing anything crazy, but guess what? The 4 out of 5 starters went off. Brown over here had 5 points, 2 for 6. He did have 3 rebounds, but this Tennessee team is hitting on all cylinders right now with Rick Barnes. I like what I'm seeing. Will they potentially lose some games coming up? I do think so. They do have a hard schedule ahead of them, but this is a good win for them to get right now. I like what they're doing. I'm a big fan of Nate Ament, and I'm just happy to see what they're doing. I mean, in Ole Miss, man, I mean, they played everyone. Okay, look at who they threw in here from the bench. I'm like, this is how many players they have in this team. I didn't realize they had this many guys that I could just throw in there like that. I mean, they put every person I feel like into this game.
It felt like senior night.
Go send them out. I mean, and it wasn't like there was like maybe like 4 minutes for 2 guys and 1 minute for one, but everyone else had like a lot of minutes, like 11, 10 plus minutes for like everyone. I'm like, what is going on?
It felt like senior night because they're probably throwing in guys that are touching the court for the first time this year, and the whole student section is just getting up and going crazy. I mean, you know how it goes, and you throw in a walk on or somebody who doesn't play a lot. Like it probably had like that senior night feel, unless it just wasn't in the pavilion this time. It was in Knoxville, so not much love. There's never much love for opposing schools in that Orange Emporium by any means.
It's a crazy place to play, man. They get rowdy in Knoxville. Doesn't matter the sport. I feel like everything. They're just like they go nuts.
Well, I will say, like when you were talking, I thought that was going through my mind looking at the score here, watching the game last night. It's such a hard arena to play at. It is such a challenging venue to play at. It's arguable. It might be the best home court advantage in the SEC. I know that there's several really tough places to play. Like nobody really ever dreams of playing in Gainesville. Like you really want to avoid that. When Coleman Coliseum and Auburn Neville are dumping, those are hard places to play. But that's still just been a rather new thing, whereas Florida and Tennessee have been household names for more of a time than the Alabama schools have been in the SEC. But, don't want to go on too far of a tangent there. Got to give my flowers to Tennessee. I mean, this was a great performance. It seems like a team that's starting to heat up. I think that Tennessee in the SEC is one of those teams you look at, and they're just constructed in a more superior way than a lot of the teams in the SEC. That they're more often than not, they will be the better team on the court for the next month. However, what'll be interesting to see with this team is when you get into March, and not so much early on when you're playing, UNC Asheville and St. Mary's. I'm talking when you get into the meat and potatoes, and you're playing Kansas and you're playing Arizona, like you're playing Duke. I want to see what this team is going to look like at that point. So can they string together consistent performances at that level? I like what I'm seeing on Tennessee right now, but what are we going to see when March comes around?
We talked about that before the show, and I mean, they just can't. It's like I don't think they've ever gone past the Elite Eight, right? They've made it there, and that's it. I don't think they've made it to the Final Four. So it's like, can they get past this? And there's just this wall, this impenetrable wall for Tennessee, and I don't see them getting past it this year. We're really crazy to see them do that, right? Especially for Rick Barnes. I like and respect that man. It's just for some reason that's like their Voldemort. Like they just can't do it. They go near it, it like burns them.
Are they the Buffalo Bills of college basketball?
Honestly,
Another
that's
discussion
not
for another
bad.
day.
That's not bad. The next one here, Texas beats South Carolina. And look, man, Texas is just clinging on as long as they can here of hope. They just got to keep getting these wins however they can. Okay. The person to talk about in this one is Swain. 22 points. He went off in this game, and he's just been looking good game to game to game for this Texas team. Now, the score like 84-75, yeah, they're up by 9, but this game was a little more competitive than that. What the score says it is. In Texas, you're doing what you can, but you're gonna be facing some tough opponents here, and you got to be ready for that towards the end of conference play, and especially if you're trying to win the SEC this year. I don't see that happening, but I'm a little nervous for this Texas team. Good, I say good win, but it's South Carolina. I said that I made a video on TikTok, and I was like, it was a great win for Texas. People were like, what? South Carolina? I'm like, I guess that's fair. But for Texas, I feel like it's a good win for Texas. But overall, similar thing here to Tennessee. Dude, the starters on this team, 4 of the 5 starters just went off in this game. Okay, they looked amazing. Mark with 18 points, Hyde with 12 points, Voke with 12 points, Pope 3 points. Was not looking great. He was 1 for 6, 0 for 3 at the 3-point, or no, 0 for 4 at the 3-pointer. So like not ideal. But if 4 of your 5 starters are clicking and doing what they need to, I think that's like the secret sauce right now. That, or say you have 2 guys popping off at your starting 5, but your depth, if you're deep enough and can do something, not deep like Ole Miss was, because that's not deep. Like you got to be able to throw those guys in there, and they can get you some buckets. And I think this Texas team right now, the starting guys are clicking. You can keep them in for most of the game, for a lot of the game, and they do well. And their bench players, you can throw them in, and they do a good job. You're not throwing them in to like make some crazy plays, but they can go in and be the guys till you got to get the guys back in there.
Totally. I completely agree with everything that you said there, and I'm going to say this about Texas. I'm going to call it for what it is. This team needs every win that it can possibly muster up, and
yes,
in the month of February, that's just reality. They're at the point right now where, it's like when you're a student and you're in the lower C's, right? You're skating right down there like 73, 72. You think you're going to pass, but you need everything that you can possibly get when it comes to quizzes, bonus points, exams, maybe doing an extra credit project. That's where Texas is at right now, because it's possible for them to make the tournament based on how they finish the season and perform in the SEC tournaments. But they sitting at 14-9 right now and struggling with South Carolina at home. I'm going to be a realist here. They need every win that they can possibly muster up in these next couple of weeks.
The crazy thing is this: the score was that, and they had 40 rebounds versus I think South Carolina's 25. You're getting that many rebounds, you're getting that many second chances. You got to have a higher score than that against your opponent, especially South Carolina. We've seen what Florida did to South Carolina last week. So I mean, South Carolina ain't this crazy team.
Well, and the other thing too that I fear could hurt Texas down the stretch is a lot of their SEC wins. Those teams they played have regressed.
That is fair.
Like Georgia felt like a big win at the time, but they've regressed ever since. Like I don't think that Georgia's the spectacular team. I'm just going to be perfectly honest. And then Alabama's good, not great. I mean, they'll make the tournament. Maybe they can win a game. They may go far in the SEC tournament depending on what matchups they get. But the matchups for Alabama are important. They've got to see A&M. They've got to see Mississippi State, teams that they're comfortable playing. If it's Tennessee or Arkansas or Florida, just forget about it. It's not going to win.
Yeah.
So at the time going into Coleman and getting a win, I was kind of like, shit, that was a huge win. But now looking at it, I'm like, it was at the time it felt great, but it doesn't feel like this like blockbuster win anymore like it did at the time. So it's kind of like football when it comes to making this tournament. When you're a bubble team, when your resume is being compared against 5 different schools who are vying for those final at-large spots. You need everything that you can get, and you need those opponents that you beat to look good down the stretch, because if they're not, it's going to bite you in the ass.
I agree. This next one, dude, this game was crazy last night. Alabama A&M. Oh my goodness. Okay. 97 for A&M, 100 for Alabama. Just so everyone knows, we spot on for all our picks, guys. We did pick Alabama to win this one. We knew they were going to come back and get a good win after this last week. But dude, this one was crazy. Just an offensive game. The first half, I think, was 46-46. It was just craziness. Second half, scoring palooza again. 44 rebounds for Alabama, 36 for A&M. And the guy that Phylon had a great game, similar to the other guys, but the bench showed up in this one. 4 of the 5 stars of Bama went crazy in this game. Holloway looked amazing in this one, 20 points. Now 3-point shooting, we got to work on that for him. But you know what? They were just, I was happy to see them just shooting. They were just shooting. And it's honestly, when you're playing a team like A&M, they both were doing the same thing. Yeah, you might miss, get the rebound. But they were just, let shooters shoot. Wrightstill 16 points, Phylon 17, Sherelle 8, Allen 12. I mean, Sherelle also, again, not hitting anything. 0 for 3 at the 3, 0 for field goals. Jemison off the bench, 10 points. Millette's been a good secret weapon for them here off the bench, 12 points. So I like what we saw in this Alabama team today. The fight, the aggression, the push to the very last second. And A&M just couldn't do anything, dude. Once they had their guy go up there, I think it was a GF guy's name. He went up trying to shoot those free throws. I was like, he missed that first one. I was like, okay, this is cake. Like, you're going to have to get the rebound and do some crazy three-pointer. It was not going to happen. So hats off to Bama. You beat A&M. Brian talked about this the other day, guys. He was like, watch for A&M. They're the number 1 in the SEC right now, but they have to go play against good opponents. Well, guess what? This is the first good opponent they've played in a while, like probably in a long time, honestly. And they lost. So now they have to go play Florida next. It's going to be really crazy, but hats off to Bama. Really good win here against A&M.
Well, I think it's funny. I think it's poetic that the individual that shot the final shot for Texas A&M was Mr. Rylan Griffin, a former member of the Alabama Crimson Tide basketball club. And I have to say, he had a pretty good look. And when it went off, I thought he had a good follow through. I thought he had good form. Thought he timed it up right. But it was just off the mark. I thought it was poetic justice that he was the guy that missed the shot. He's bounced around a little bit. He went to Kansas and then Texas A&M. But this was, a lot of times you look at a 100-97 basketball game and you're like, wow, that was an instant classic. I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't think that this game radiated that at all. If you really watched it play for play, it was kind of a sloppy game, especially defensively. Just very poor fundamentals on both sides. Nothing has improved out of Alabama. I mean, still allowed 97 points to Texas A&M, who is a really good basketball team, but this isn't the NBA. This is college basketball, and so to continuously allow more than 85 points every game, like you can't play basketball that way. Luckily, Alabama back at home. Offensively, they woke up compared to that Florida game and dropped 100 points. That was great. I loved seeing all of the guys after this game, all together doing that post game interview. Everybody behind Aiden Holloway. It was pretty cool to see. There, you started to see that chemistry build with this team, and like I said in the video today, I'm still looking to see who that definitive leader is. Maybe it's Holloway. Maybe it's Phylon. We're still waiting to see that, but that's something that'll continue to emerge and be unveiled in the month of February. But Alabama continues to own Texas A&M on the gridiron and on the court. So one thing I'll say to all these Texas A&M folks out there, don't mess with Bama.
I think
If they don't mess with Texas, don't mess with Bama.
Something that we've talked about since the start of this whole season. You've harped on it because you are an Alabama fan. You know how they play, and I go into watching games think like not even preparing for them to have a defensive game at all. I'm like I watch it knowing there's not going to be much defense played. It's only going to be offense. So if you're watching a game like this one, you're like, okay, it's going to be sloppy because these guys just defense on either side of this. It's just going to be shooting the whole time. If you go into it in that way, it's like, okay, it was a great game. But if you go into it like you're like, I want to see a defensive, no. And that's what we get now with Alabama. Hopefully we see a difference. I just don't think we do this season.
And there's some teams like in A&M, like if you can win a track meet against them, it's great. Like I feel like Alabama will win the track meet against A&M every time. They play Mississippi State every time. When they play Mizzou every time, when they play South Carolina or LSU, I feel like they'll win that track meet. But when you're going up against your Floridas and your Tennessees who can beat you in a variety of ways, I just don't think that it's applicable because they're just going to turn your bad possessions against you as every great team does, every great fundamental team does. I think that when it comes to fundamentals, there are none better in the SEC than the Florida Gators and the Tennessee Volunteers that we've seen this year thus far. This is, look, as an Alabama fan, if I'm being honest, I know it can be harsh on them sometimes, but if I'm being honest, after losing Mark Sears and losing Grant Nelson last year, to still be at this point, this is pretty much meeting my expectations for Alabama so far.
I mean, they're still a competitive team. You know what I mean? Like for losing those guys, they still look good. Like it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean they could have completely, absolutely fallen off, and they haven't. So credit to them for that. But it'll be interesting to see how this Alabama team performs down the stretch, as well as A&M. Like you said, A&M is getting into that gauntlet, and so will they be exposed? Time will tell.
I think we're both betting on the exposed part. Probably going to be what happens. I know that's how you're feeling.
Yeah, I kind of am. Not super high.
Well, guys, you've been waiting for it. We're going to go over our picks for the Saturday slate. I think this is gonna be a fun one because I think me and Brian there's gonna be some change ups here. You're probably be like, you pick these teams. It's like, yeah, there's gonna be some interesting picks in this one. I'm with how the season is played out with these teams. Honestly, anyone can win. That's what I've learned with the SEC basketball this season. So first game we have Arkansas and Mississippi State. Now there's gonna be some teams who are like, there's no way Mississippi State beats Arkansas. I have Arkansas beating Mississippi State. I know this is in Mississippi. Give me Arkansas.
It's hard to beat them cowbells in Starkville. And that's why I'm going with the Bulldogs. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. I was like, this guy.
I'm going with Arkansas. Although legitimately I did think about Mississippi State. I did think about it.
I have too, but after watching him play in Mizzou here this last week, I was like, yeah, no, give me Arkansas. I saw it firsthand. I was like, yeah, I ain't picking them.
Got to have my boy Hubbard go off for like 42.
That's the thing. Hubbard just has to do it all. And if
he
doesn't, if he has a bad first half or a half in any game, they're not going to win.
If he's not out there playing like Nikola Jokic or Jalen Brunson, like just good night.
Yeah, the game's over. The next game, South Carolina and Missouri. This game is in South Carolina. Okay, we have both the Columbia teams here facing off. I'm going to go against probably what a lot of people would pick here. I'm going to give me South Carolina. Give me the Gamecocks to beat Missouri. It has been a heartbreak for this team, and I think they're going to go and get another SEC win against Mizzou.
I don't think that the cock caboose can help out the Gamecocks this weekend. I'm going with Missouri.
There we go.
South Carolina hasn't shown me anything where I can have confidence picking them in a game like this, so give me Missouri.
That's fair. The next one we got is Texas and Ole Miss. Okay, give me Texas. This one is in the Moody Center. Texas has still been sneaking by with these wins. I think they're going to do the same thing here against Ole Miss.
Yeah, Texas will get another much-needed win against a not very good team. Give me Texas.
Next one, we have Oklahoma and Vanderbilt. Okay, this one is in Vandy. It's in Nashville. Vandy's figuring things out after those 3 losses in a row. Give me Vanderbilt to beat Oklahoma. Oklahoma, though, they do play great against their opponents. Like, they play up. They also play down.
Yeah, I think this would be a close competitive game, but I like Vanderbilt to figure it out. Although they're one of those, they're turning into another A&M of a team that's just being exposed. And, well, who warned everybody of that? I will say.
I still like them, though. I still like Vandy. Next one, we have Bama in Auburn. This one is in Auburn. I was thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm riding with Bama. Bama to beat Auburn. I like what Bama did in this last game, and I think they're going to go and beat Auburn. Auburn just hasn't been – you just don't know what you're going to get. I understand what I'm getting with Bama. You're going to get that consistency offensively. I think that's going to be what defeats this Auburn team.
You know what? I think Auburn's going to go off. I think Pettiford's going to go off. I think he's going to have a great game. I think that Auburn's actually going to win this game in convincing fashion. Said nobody ever. Roll Tide. I'm going with Alabama.
There we go. This one we have Georgia and LSU. This one's in Baton Rouge. Okay, give me LSU. Okay, this one might be a hot take here because LSU just hasn't been great lately. But now there's Georgia. I don't watch Georgia and be like, wow, this team is just doing crazy stuff. I liked them at the start of this season. I do think they have the talent, but I think also LSU has the talent there. They need some form of hope, some sort of life. Like I think they're still on the cusp, right? They have to win this game. It's a must win. Give me LSU.
I think I'm gonna go Georgia here. I think that even though I feel like they've been on a free fall, I think that they'll pull this game off. I mean, you got to get something here at some point. So give me the Dogs.
Okay. Next we got Florida and A&M. This one is in College Station, but guess what? I don't care that it's in College Station. Give me Florida to beat Texas A&M. Okay. We've seen what Florida's been doing recently. I'm not worried about Texas A&M. Give me Florida.
You could play that game in Cabo, Siberia, Beijing, or London. I'm taking Florida. Give me the Gators.
I love it. Last game here, we got Kentucky and Tennessee. This one's in Rupp Arena. Look, like what we've been seeing from Tennessee, but I also like what I've been seeing from Kentucky. I don't know what it is. They had all these injuries at Kentucky, and then now they're starting to play. They're playing pretty well together. So give me Kentucky to beat Tennessee. Now, guys, Tennessee has also shocked us here and there. Could they go and win? Like this game really could go either way. Because these are two. I think they're both hitting on the right times. I just think Kentucky's a little higher.
It's you look at these side by side and just looking at trajectory. I would definitely lean Tennessee, but it's a rivalry game. You know how they go, especially on home court. Give me Kentucky.
Like if this one was in Knoxville, I do think this is where this makes a big difference where you play, because Kentucky, this is their sport, so it's like all they have is this. Even if they're bad, it's going to sell out. People are going to be there. They're going to be rowdy. Tennessee is the same way, I think, for basketball too. But Rupp Arena, man, that's not an easy place to play. And I think I feel good about Kentucky. Guys, make sure right now, let us know what you thought of our picks, okay? We need to know if you agree with them. And if you didn't agree with them, definitely let us know. Let us know why you think your team should win and why you think our picks were wrong. Also, let us know what you thought of these midweek games. Which game was your favorite one to watch? I know I had a few of you guys respond to me on my TikTok. So like, I always ask you guys, I'm like, if you're there, let me know. And you guys are like, yeah, I was there. It was great. I'm like, there we go. So if you're attending any of these games, also let us know in the comments if you're going to them, because we love to talk to you guys about that experience. But before we go, make sure you guys download the Underdog app right now. Download the app today and use promo code SECU to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code SECU. Underdog, make picks and win money, guys. Must be 18 years or older, 19 up in Alabama, New England, 19 up in Colorado for some games, 21 up in Arizona, Massachusetts, Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms. _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 187-H-HOPE New York or text HOPE New York 467-369. Dude, this it's getting too easy now.
That makes me not even want to gamble hearing all of that. That's just like that's like a deterrent. Like at this point, I don't even want to put a bet in.
You're like, that sounds so good. But guys, make sure you download Underdog, guys. Use promo code SECU. Let me and Brian know what you thought of the episode today. It's been a blast. We're getting into the heat of things with SEC play. This is what we want when it comes to basketball. And guys, March is right around the corner. Okay, it is coming. We can feel it. So let's get ready and get prepared for the episodes to get crazier and crazier. Guys, make sure you follow my boy Brian here at all of his social medias. You know him at the Era Network, so make sure you follow him, subscribe to his account as well, and check me out, Alex Dauterive, on all my social medias as well. And we appreciate every single one of you and look forward to seeing you guys after this weekend slate of games. Thank you so much, guys.